And now, a word from
Infirmary Media.
Hi.
It's time for Blumpkin and Friends, starring your host, the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
He had sex with my mama.
Hey kids, I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin, and with me here today is my friend,
Neil.
We're coming out of a very cold, shitty stretch of weather around these parts in Minnesota,
Yes.
otherwise known as the Polar Whortex, which is slang for an Eskimo woman's vagina. Or at least I tried to make it that on Urban Dictionary, but they rejected it. I did vortex with 3 X's. So then I resubmitted it as Polar Whortex, and it was almost instantly approved. Yeah, well, sometimes that's all it takes. So, looking at the temperatures we just got out of, do you want to guess how cold it got the other day? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
I thought it was like negative 30. You mean without wind
Air
chill?
temp.
Air temp. I don't know what that was. I know what the actual temp was, negative 30 something.
Because I looked up the Minneapolis weather logs, and they showed the lows for Tuesday at negative 26, Wednesday negative 27, and Thursday at negative 24.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit colder out of Minneapolis. I remember looking down and seeing negative 30.
It was negative 36 on my phone when I woke up Wednesday morning. And I did not leave the house.
Yeah, neither did I.
And then Thursday morning rolled around, and it was still like negative, holy shit. And then my car didn't start. So I took my other car.
And then today it was?
Yeah, today it was like fucking 34 degrees.
Yes.
Because Minnesota, if you don't like the weather, just wait a day.
Yep, exactly.
Sons of bitches. So here's a rundown of some things that happened during the Polar Whortex. The kids got 4 days off of school, lucky motherfuckers. Most of the state shut down on Wednesday. Even the post office closed, for fuck's sakes.
Yep. They close a lot.
What?
How many holidays does the post office get compared to everybody else?
Yeah, that's a holiday. I mean, they close because of extreme weather. It's supposed to be through rain and sleet and snow and whatever the fuck. And
not
we'll
cold.
Always,
Cold ain't in there.
Yeah, are you a fan of cold weather like this, the winter months?
No, I hate the winter.
But you used to snowboard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that. I mean, you can go snowboarding in 30-degree weather in March. Like, this is the best month to snowboard or ski. Because it'll still stay around, right around freezing, and then you can... Usually you don't have the wind, and it's not instantly frostbitten skin. Any skin you have exposed is instantly frostbit.
Yeah. Buddy, shut the fuck up! Dick. I didn't wear a hat on Thursday when I went into work. And you ever have one of those moments where somebody looks at you and you instantly can tell what dumbass comment they're going to make?
Yes.
I'm walking into the building, and there's some lady that obviously doesn't work there, but she sees me. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here comes the comment about no hat. She's like, oh, you don't have a hat on? And I wanted to be like, you bitch! But I was like, nope, my head keeps me pretty warm, and I've had this haircut for 20 years, so I'm used to it.
Mm-hmm.
However, though, there was a time when I was younger. And now, story time. I forget what year it was. It was probably 5th or 6th grade. I was waiting for my friends to get out of the local public school that was down the street from my house. And I sat on this fence at the edge of the property waiting for them. Because sometimes I do that. I wait for my friend to get off of school. He was like 2 years younger than me. And then we'd just start shooting hoops or whatever the fuck we were going to do. And I'm sitting there, and it's cold as all get out. And for some reason, I did not have a hat on. And my ears were super fucking cold, and my hands were in my pockets, and I'm shivering my ass off. I don't know why I didn't just go back home. And it felt like a fucking eternity for school to get out, and that fucking bell went off late. But as I'm sitting there on the fence, some car pulls up in this side street next to the path to the school property where parents would pick up their kids sometimes. And they're like, do you want to wait in my car?
I need an adult! I need an adult!
Yeah, instant red flag right there when a stranger's like, do you want to wait in my car?
In those days, it wasn't as uncommon if you went to a smaller school and kids started getting kidnapped a lot more.
Yeah, I didn't know who this was, and this was post Jacob Wetterling, so I wasn't anything close to going with that shit.
Yeah.
So I just walked further down the path and didn't answer them. And then eventually my friend got out, and then we walked a block and a half to his house. We're hanging out. And for the longest time afterwards, my ears, like the tips of my ears, were just stinging.
Ah, yeah.
Because I had gotten the frostbite.
Yep.
It was my first experience with frostbite. And now, to this day, like it never used to happen prior to that, but ever since, sometimes my ears, when I get really tired, the tips of my ears will turn like bright red.
Ah.
I don't know what it is. That's my experience with frostbite.
Yeah.
We watched a video of a girl who froze her hair.
Yep.
She got out of the shower, got dressed, put her hair in a towel, went outside, flung her hair up, and the shit froze in place. It was so goddamn cold. That was in Iowa. Shut up! No, fuck yourself. Dick cat. Graham of It Radio.
Yeah.
He's one of those year-round shorts wearing guys.
Yep.
Fucking wear shorts on Wednesday.
Serious.
With knee-high socks.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he justified it. His Dickie shorts go below the knee. His socks went up to the knee. He didn't show any exposed skin. But I gotta believe his grapes were still fucking shriveled as all get out.
I mean, the wind still shoots up your shorts.
Which reminds me, did you know there's a thing called winter penis?
No.
Guys' dicks are more shriveled in the winter months.
Yeah.
This is a phenomenon. It will last for months. Because of vasoconstriction, your penis will appear smaller during cold weather. And not just like get out of the pool cold. Like dicks, generally smaller in the winter months.
Probably nuts, too.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, your nuts are they shrink into your body to keep themselves warm.
I don't think they actually go up into your body.
No, but they get themselves as close as possible. So just free fucking hanging there.
Yeah. No. I'm glad that stretch of weather is over. I mean, I'm sick, not of the weather itself, because I liked not having to go into the office.
Yeah.
I just got sick of hearing about how fucking cold it was to all the places in the world that don't have this weather.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the Today Show, they wouldn't shut up about it. And Live with Kelly and Ryan, they had Steve What's-His-Nuts from Twin Cities Live on.
Okay.
And he was talking about how cold it was. And he was cracking some pretty good jokes. And Twin Cities Live is fucking terrible to watch. Unless you're like a wine-sipping midday drunk housewife. And also like a status whore. Or my mom, who just has nothing better to do. So he had like a dozen eggs that he had frozen.
Okay.
And he dumped them. And they just bounced on the ice. And then he grabbed them and he was slamming them down on the pavement.
Yeah.
They wouldn't fucking break.
Okay.
That's pretty much the end of that story.
Yeah, I mean,
it looked like you were waiting for me to add
I mean,
more.
I could do the same fucking thing, put your goddamn eggs in the freezer. I mean,
it's not as cool.
I guess, but
It's not as cool. And of course, everybody with their throwing a pan of boiling water into the air like they're the first person ever.
The thing that pisses me off is this: people like to brag. It seems like about how cold it is. They post all, everybody posts the temperatures and stuff. And they like to brag to people that don't live, around about how cold it is here. It's like I don't mind bitching about the cold, but I mean it's like bragging about it. Like, oh, it got this cold here, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm sick of it. We don't want this cold here.
Well, people around these parts are just like, oh my God, look at how cold it was. And people in Canada are like, fuck you. Yeah. We get up at goddamn 5 a.m. and unplug our diesel trucks to drive our kids to hockey practice. And it's like fucking average -20 for months here, so fuck you.
Yeah, the post office still has, a lot of them still have their, especially up here, have plug-in, the heater core plug-ins.
I wish I would have on my Focus, because when it wouldn't start, it was like...
Tuesday night, my car it was slow going. It was slow starting up. That's when it got pretty cold.
Well, I think part of my problem is that I didn't let it run for a day and a half.
Yeah.
But then later on that night, it started to warm up some on Thursday.
Yeah.
And it got up into the positives, like 7 degrees, and popped right off. That's a terrible feeling when you got to be somewhere and it's so cold your car's not going to start.
Yeah.
But it almost starts repeatedly.
Well, or if you... there were so many people that needed help on that day that... and if your car breaks down, you're
fucked.
Yeah, unless you can get someone to come pick you up or you can get some help quick. I mean, it doesn't take much.
Some people would say to keep blankets in your car and cat litter for situations like that. I'm saying keep a gun with one bullet. Just
or a cell phone.
No, because then you're hassling other people. It's not as funny.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of people.
Brain matter.
They were reporting a lot of people were missing and stuff because of the cold. I mean, not a lot, but just there were deaths.
Yeah. Well, one was like some kid who got dropped off at his parents' house, and he was drunk. And then he apparently did laps around the house because he forgot his keys.
Yeah.
And then they found him laying down on the front step with no shirt on. And he froze to death.
Froze to death, yeah. So,
Fucking people.
I wouldn't really count that one because that guy probably would have he would have done something stupid anyways and probably killed himself. So I wouldn't really blame Father Christmas for that one.
Well, it just reminds me of a few years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago in Duluth. There was some girl that got dropped off by her sorority sisters or college buddies.
Yeah.
At the place where she lived, and she couldn't get in, and then she fucking passed out in a snowbank, and they found her, and she lost like a bunch of her toes and fingers.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, good for you for being strong. We support you." How about fucking shame that bitch for being out in the cold and drunk to the point where she passed out and then lost phalanges?
Nothing needs to be said to shame her. I mean, she kind of got her...
No.
Learned her lesson. You
need to tell her what a dumb bitch she is.
Okay.
In weather like that, weather so cold that snowmen are like, "Fuck this."
What up, Ninja? You're listening to Blumpkin and Friends.
But today is special because it's Groundhog's Day. Did you pay attention to that?
Nope.
The juice wouldn't shut the hell up about it. She made me sit through a fucking 6-minute long YouTube video where they knocked on his door and chanted his name and then grabbed him and then petted him and stroked him and then they put him on this fucking top of his little hut over his burrow, and then he basically stood there, and they selected one of 2 little scrolls. It was supposed to be the one that he picked.
Yeah.
They just grabbed one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Puxatawny Phil did not see his shadow.
Okay.
Which means we're going to have an early spring.
Yay!
I call bullshit.
I'm glad you said that, because I looked it up, and the groundhog is wrong 61% of the time.
Yeah.
You could flip a coin like 100 times, and close to 50% of the time, it's going to be heads or tails. But a fucking woodchuck is predicting weather patterns. 39% accuracy is worse than average meteorology. And these assholes in this town have a fucking festival for this goddamn thing. Fucking pieces of shit. But with the start of February, it's almost Chi-Chi's birthday.
Okay.
And more importantly, it's almost polar plunge time, which you have never done, have you?
No.
You son of a bitch.
Never done it.
Well, if I do it this year, it'll be my 5th time doing it. I did 3 years, and then I didn't do it for 2 or 3 years. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then last year I said fuck it and went.
Okay.
That was like an adventure. I'm looking forward to it. I already looked at the month ahead forecast. It's supposed to be like, 26 degrees with light snow that day. So I'm hoping to jump in the drink again.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say fuck it and donate $75 to myself instead of asking people for donations. It's a lot of legwork. But that's my one extent of liking winter is when it's polar plunge time. Otherwise, fuck Christmas, fuck outdoors. If the kids wouldn't have been such shitbirds today, I probably would have taken them sledding.
Uh-huh.
But the last time he went sledding, I had bought this brand new sled at Menards for like $8.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome. It's big enough for me and one of the kids. And we have a hill that almost nobody else goes to. And the first time I used it, it was great. The second trip a few weeks ago, all of a sudden I felt snow on my ass. Like through my jeans.
Yeah.
I had cracked the sled. I don't know if it's from the ice, because we had that rain on the snow flash freeze shit a few weeks ago. And then there was a layer of ice underneath all the snow, and I don't know if it was because of that or just my weight, because it seemed fine. But
or that it was $8.
Well, I guess.
That seems like something for a Flex Seal commercial right there.
Really?
It's just spray it, cracked it. You might. I mean, it's going to cost you probably the same amount to buy a new sled as it would to cost to buy a can of Flex Seal.
No, it's probably like $19.99 for 2 cans of Flex Seal. So I just go buy another sled or go to Menards and go, this piece of shit broke.
Pretty much.
Give me a new sled.
You bought it this year?
Yeah.
Oh, not too long ago?
Like 5 weeks ago. So what I should do is just go buy another one and then come back an hour later and say the fucking thing broke right away.
Yeah.
And then I'll have 2 new ones. But the neighbor was giving away a bunch of stuff and we got free sleds, plus the day that I broke mine, somebody left like a nice foam one, so we just took that home. It's ours now.
Okay.
We broke even.
Yeah.
And now, Jeremy Irons raps.
Fuck snow. Fuck snow. Fuck it when it falls and fuck it when it goes. Fuck snow. Fuck snow. Fuck driving in this shit. I'm so over it. Fuck snow. Fuck snow. Fuck your snowman in the ass. Melt him down into a splash. Fuck snow. Fuck snow. This winter wonderland is getting out of hand. Fuck snow.
That was Jeremy Irons raps. Hi, it's the Body, and you're listening to Blumpkin and Friends. We've reached the point in the show when it's time to play a game. I hope you're excited for this.
Possibly.
You will be playing BS Trivia. It's kind of become our hallmark game.
False. True.
I didn't ask any questions yet.
True.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. So BS Trivia, you have played it before, correct?
Yes.
Find your name on the wall. What was your last score? Where are you?
Second to last.
4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 4th. Okay, that's a little bit better than second to last.
Yeah, because the lowest score of all time is 2.5 points. Technically, it should have been 2, but I gave number 1 fan Tim a pity half a point. Which he was like, don't give it to me. I don't want your pity point. And then, of course, we've got a myriad of people at 3, like Reese Hartfeld and Ivy. But the all-time high score is still 8, held by Dr. Murr. It is out of 10. They have answers, or they don't have answers, and sometimes they will give you a half point for creativity.
Okay.
It's time to play bullshit trivia on Blumpkin and Friends. So, question number 1. Spell hypothermia.
HYPOTHERM. Is it just IA?
That is correct.
Okay.
There's a check right out of the gate. Listen to this next explanation very carefully.
Okay.
What is the total number of degrees below zero of -26, -27, and -24?
20. So the numbers were -26, 27, and 24?
Yes. How many degrees below zero does that add up to?
-77.
That is correct. Hey, we got ourselves a mathematician. If you get one more right, you'll do better than Tim did.
Nice.
Because he's terrible at this game, and I'm saying that to antagonize him. Question number 3. At what temperature does water freeze?
Celsius? Well, it's Celsius or Fahrenheit, 32, 0 degrees Celsius.
Jesus Christ. Listen to that fucking Bill Nye here. Fahrenheit and Celsius, Mohaven! That is correct. 32 degrees. True or false? Throwing boiling water into the winter air to make a mist is lame and played out.
I would say that is true.
That is true.
Yeah.
Thank you for reading my sarcasm. You are 4 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he is doing spectacular. Let's keep it going here. Set a new record. Question number 5. How many sides does the average snowflake have? Is it 4, 6, or 8?
8.
That is wrong. It is 6.
It is 6? Fuck.
Question number 6. Lower Rotten Tomatoes score. So which movie is rated shittier?
Okay.
Cool Runnings or Bill Murray's Groundhog Day?
I think I'm going to go with I think it would shock me to know that Groundhog Day probably is rated lower.
It is not.
Really? Okay.
Cool Runnings, 77%. Groundhog Day, hold on to your pants. 96%.
Wow.
No shit.
I thought it was a little trick question there, but
That's 2 wrong in a row. How are you going to... You got to run the table now.
Yep.
Run the table. Question number 7.
well, there's no way I'm getting the Carmen Sandiego question right.
You don't know. Question number 7. In Dumb and Dumber, during the snowman scene, where does Harry place the carrot and coal pieces?
On where his dick would be.
That is correct. It's a very specific question.
Yes.
Question number 8. Always the same. A bitch to get. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
I'm going to say Florida.
Incorrect. She is at the last day of the St. Paul Winter Carnival, which is today.
Okay.
I don't know if any assholes found the medallion yet. So no record tie today, but you're still doing much better than Tim. You have twice as many points as he scored last because he's not great at trivia.
Yeah, I know. I get itches in weird spots.
Question number 9. What Christmas movie did Bumble the Abominable Snowman appear in?
Bumble the Abominable Snowman?
Yes.
I'm just going to guess Rudolph.
That is correct.
correct.
I mean, technically he was in 2 Rudolph movies, but he first appeared in Rudolph. So, question number 10. Is it ever too cold to snow?
Yes.
No. As long as there is moisture in the air, the temperature does not matter. It can still snow.
Okay.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 10. That's pretty good.
Knocks me up a couple of spots.
Yeah, in the overall standings, I mean, a 6 is pretty good territory where normally Joey Black hangs out because he plays this religiously. Let me see my... You're going to have to look. It's all blurry to me. What the fuck?
I'll be 6th.
No, that's a record of how many points everybody got each time. That's not the leaderboard. Because how would I fix a leaderboard that's written in permanent marker on a concrete wall?
Probably some sort of magic eraser.
I'm just going to paint the wall every time. Fuck,
Yeah.
There's a new record. All right, get the goddamn spray paint on. Let's get the Krylon going. This episode was much shorter than I thought it would be.
Okay.
Interesting. Give me a winter-related story of some sort.
Well, I mean, I think every kid when they're younger, basically, you go somewhere to do some sort of shitties in your car in the winter. And I haven't done that in a long time. I did happen to actually, every now and again, I'll pull my e-brake just to kick the back end out.
Yeah.
And I did that the other day towards my neighborhood. Well, then I see that there's a cop down the street, and I'm like, oh shit, I hope he didn't see it or doesn't think anything of it, and he either didn't see or didn't care.
Yeah, there was a time when I was out with a work crew at my previous job, and we busted some copper thieves at a house. Here's the story here. We pull up to this house where we're supposed to be shoveling the driveway because it's a government-owned property because it was lost. So we get out to shovel, and there's a truck in the driveway. And there's some people in the truck, and as soon as we pull up, they start to back down the driveway. So I said, fuck this, and we pulled the van up and blocked the driveway so they couldn't get out.
Okay.
And it was funny because I had another staff with me.
Yeah.
So we both get out in our uniforms.
Yeah.
I walk up to the vehicle. I'm like, hi, what are you doing? Oh, we were just checking up on this house. I'm like, oh, you're checking up on it, huh? Okay. And then I just look at him, I'm like, sir, turn off the vehicle.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised it worked because he instantly shut off his truck.
Okay.
I'm like, what were you really doing here? You stealing anything or are you breaking in? He's like, no. I'm like, well, who owns the house? My friend owns the house. I'm like, that's funny because the county owns this house and that's why we're here. This is government-owned property and we're here to check on it. So what were you really doing? Were you stealing the copper? Yeah, they were stealing copper out of this fucking house. Yeah, assholes. So we called for the local PD to come. And it must have been a slow day because he was coming down the street at a healthy clip. And it was winter. Right? So he thinks he's going to be badass and pull the e-brake.
Yeah.
Well, instead of whipping a shitty and fishtailing
it,
all he does is kind of go cockamamie and bounce off a snowbank and come to a stop. And I'm like, That didn't work like you wanted it to, did it? He's like, it did not.
Yeah.
I'm like, anyway, so here's some copper thieves.
Yeah.
So long story short, they seized the vehicle and they made the people go next door to the strip mall and call for a ride. It was fucking cold out, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this guy and his wife. They looked like they were in their late 50s, early 60s. They clearly needed the money. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fucking assholes.
Interesting. No, I had an interesting story of when I was younger and I had the Chevy Blazer. So it had 4-wheel drive and I had these big, those big knobby tires, big winter tires on it.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much a beast in the snow. And there were, for some reason, when I was early teen, or late teen, I guess not early teen, but early 20s, we used to try to get into car chases with people. I mean, we were fucking dumbass teenagers.
I don't remember being involved in that.
Well, it was just like basically just flick somebody off and then try to get them to chase you, and then see if you can lose them. It was just basically, we didn't do that a lot, but
I mean, we got involved in a chase before going to Pine City, but that was in the summer.
We didn't flick them off, so I mean, we didn't even cause that one. That was their problem.
It was a country boy looking for trouble.
But so anyways, this is the middle of winter.
Hold on. Before you go any further, I will never forget a quote from the guy that got out of that vehicle at the gas station. Mm-hmm. Like, they followed us to the gas station.
Yeah.
Your brilliant explanation was, well, there was a baby bunny that ran across the road. I didn't want to run it over.
Yeah.
That was what you said to the driver. His passenger was on my side of the vehicle, and I'll never forget what this fucker said. He's like, well, how about you step out the vehicle and step up? Which is redundant because he said step twice in a single sentence.
Yeah.
But I'm like, really? And then if you remember, we had a young in the back seat with us.
Who was probably like 12 or 13 at the time.
He's like, hey, do you want this baseball bat that's back here? I'm like, fucking no, I don't want to get arrested for assault. Yeah. Okay, go on with your story about the thing, because I just thought of something else.
I don't remember who was with me, but we saw some kids and ended up flicking them off and getting them to chase me, and ended up driving up to Rolling Green Country Club, and they were chasing me in some little Honda 2, just front-wheel drive. Mm-hmm. And so then I ended up running into a dead end up at Rolling Green, and I'm like, fuck this. So I put it into 4-wheel drive, and then I off-road it, but on the golf course.
What?
Part of the golf course. Not like onto the actual golf course, just to get around.
Yeah.
He tries to start following me, and then he gets stuck, and they end up jumping out of their car and waving me down. I had a toe strap in there, and I actually ended up, there were kids I actually ended up, it's like, oh, I knew from school. So it's like, oh, ended up being kids I knew from school.
And then you ended up towing them out of the...
pulling them out of the snow.
What a fucking weird story.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the end of it.
I think it was in 2008. I was rushing to get to work in the morning. And I was cutting through a residential street to try to shave off a minute's worth of waiting at a left turn light. Mm-hmm. I get to the end of this one street and there's a stop sign. While I'm slowing down, black ice. Fucking glare ice. I start sliding. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I neutral drop. I don't stop. I just said, fuck it. And I grabbed the back of my neck to hold my head and close my eyes because I thought the airbag might go off. Because there was a school bus turning into the intersection at the time. Do you remember this?
Yes.
And I slid partially underneath the school bus, and all it did was like jank my hood up.
Yeah.
And fuck up my... It didn't even fold it. It like bent the hinges from the force.
Okay.
And then broke one of my headlights. And this is great. Here's the quote I'll never forget from the bus driver. Oh, I saw you trying to stop, but man... That's all he said. Yeah. And I wanted to be like, then why did you keep turning, motherfucker? Because if you wouldn't have kept turning, I went about 6 inches under your bus.
Yeah.
I would have not hit you. It would have been like within a breath of striking the vehicle. But no, you had to turn right. Part of me is like, I should just blow to the intersection and try to go around him.
Yeah.
But I thought, no, in case there's a cop. And it's a school bus. All the fucking fines are way worse with a school bus. Sons of bitches. Yeah,
the only other story I have, and I think I might have told it on here about my cousin Matt falling through the lake, or the frozen lake.
I don't remember that.
Well, it was back at my grandparents' house, and they had this pond, man-made pond that he would dump fish into, and he had a little just rowboat you could go out on, and he would just, it's just a kind of I don't know what they call those ponds that you put fish in and they'll breed, and you can go fishing in there, and you're basically just you have infinite fish.
I think it's called a fishing pond.
A fishing pond? Well,
If we're going to slap a label on it.
if only there was some sort of name for this type of pond where you go fishing. But
Right.
So anyways, in the middle of the winter, and this is back in the olden days where we went to my grandparents' house, and my cousin and I would just kind of wander the property, and to hang out. And so this pond, it was kind of early winter, and there's this thin layer of ice on it, and my cousin wanted to walk out on the ice, and I have about not a full year on him, but I mean I've always had a huge height advantage over him.
Most people did.
Yeah, I mean he wasn't super short, but I mean just slower growing, I guess. I don't know, but so he starts walking out there and it's supporting him fine and stuff, and then he's like trying to get out there. I'm like, I'm not walking out there, man. And I was just like, I'm not. That looks dangerous, and he's trying to convince me to come out there. And he walks out there and he's like jumping up and down, like, just shifting his weight up and down. And then the whole thing's waving, the whole layer of ice. And he's like, oh, it's safe.
That.
So it looks like it's just blanket of ice.
He's basically on an iceberg.
So then he's still trying to convince me, and because we were just bored kids. So when I tell him, I go, tell you what, there's this little incline that goes down to the lake on kind of the side of it. Mm-hmm. And I go, if you run down this and then jump and you land on the ice, I'll come out there with you. And you don't fall through or break it.
So this whole story is basically a dare, and you caused it.
Yes. So he goes running, and he jumps and then lands, and he goes straight through. And it was a little shallower, so it was like right up to his, probably to his the top of his chest.
The top of his chest?
Probably right underneath his arms. So it was pretty deep.
Christ.
Well, because half of it was mud. I mean, a good chunk probably up to his knees was mud.
Dude, that's like 4 fucking feet deep.
At the time, we were pretty young, so it was probably... I don't know if it was 4 feet deep. It was probably more like
this
3.
is 4 feet.
Yeah,
You're
were probably
6'3" now.
Yeah, and we were little kids at the time.
How little?
I mean, probably like maybe, 10 or 8 or something.
I'm still saying 4 feet.
I don't know. It might have been... I don't know. Either way, it went up... It was pretty deep, and he just goes straight through, and then we get him inside, and my grandma's sitting there trying to warm him up, because it was still winter and still freezing cold water.
Yeah.
And then my grandpa was wondering what the hell happened? Like, how did he fall through the ice? So I bring him out there, and she's like, show me what happened. So I show him what happened. Then he goes out there and looks at the ice, and he pushes his foot on there, and he sees it waves. He goes, what the hell is wrong with you idiots? He goes, you never should have walked out there.
That's great. Interact with the show on Twitter at Blumpkin Show. That is at Blumpkin Show. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/Blumpkin and friends. We are on iTunes and on Podbean at blumpkinshow.podbean.com. Go to soundcloud.com/BlumpkinMusic to hear original songs. I recently released a 6-song ambient track EP called States of Mind.
Nice.
It's all instrumental stuff that I made in the last few months. And for partner shows on my network, go to infirmary.org for Infirmary Media Podcasts. I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
And Neil.
Good night.
I really can't stay.
Come on, don't be so frigid.
I've got to go away.
But my dick is so rigid.
This evening has been
Frustrating.
so very nice.
Tell that to my blue balls.
My mother will start to worry.
That bitch sounds jealous.
My father will be pacing the floor.
You live with them still?
So really I'd better scurry.
No, you should not.
But maybe just a half a drink more.
Jackpot.
The neighbors might think.
Hey, check out this special.
Say, what's in this drink?
A Bill Cosby special.
I wish I knew how.
Chug, chug, chug.
to break this spell.
Take off your shirt.
I ought to say no, no, no. sir.
Nobody likes a tease.
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
Show me your boobies.
I really can't
I'm begging you, please.
Oh, but it's cold.
Cold outside. I know it's a wild idea, but I will pay you money, like in Pretty Woman. Seriously, if you hang out, I will totally make it worth your while. No questions asked. You never even have to talk to me again. Just right now, tonight. I'll even let you wear one of my old feather boas from my wrestling days. I suppose you're one of those self-important women lib types. I don't need a man. I don't need you. You're not that great. I am great. I fought predators. I drive a Lincoln Navigator. Come on.
I simply must go.
But it's snowing.
The answer is no.
Let me plow your driveway.
This welcome has been
Touch it.
so
Touch it.
nice and warm.
Does this rag smell like chloroform?
My sister will be suspicious.
But your ass looks delicious.
My brother will be there at the door.
Greg Brady alert.
My maiden aunt's mind is vicious.
She can watch.
Well, maybe just a cigarette more.
How about a cigar in your oval orifice?
I've got to get home.
But you could get frostbite.
Say, lend me your coat.
And my pants? Dynamite.
You really then grab.
You can pee on my chest.
But don't you see
That you're an ice queen? Yeah, I'm starting to get the idea.
there's bound to be talk tomorrow.
And high fives too.
At least there will be plenty implied.
I love you.
I really can't stay.
Open wide.
Oh, but it's
Cold outside. You know I was a governor, right?